You know what time it is. Yo, homie, peep this! Tempo, check it out, you know he makes it funky, and he's good to go. When it's bang, catch the groove from New York, LA, and San Francisco.
The house tonight, you know it's gonna move your mind. The groove is out of sight.
The groove is out of sight.
As funky as you wanna be, tempo's in the house tonight.
Tempo's in the
You
house.
know it's gonna move your mind. The groove is out of sight.
The groove is out of sight.
As funky as you wanna be.
In a sea of platformers from the mid-90s, Tempo for the Sega 32X was released, but prompts the question, why did a game so bursting with colour and creativity receive mediocre reviews upon its release? Growing up in the UK, I had no memory of Tempo, as it was exclusively released in Japan and America. It wasn't until 2 years ago, while scrolling through issue 44 of Sega Pro, that I stumbled upon it.
Apparently, Sega Europe thought this was too kiddish to release officially here, but we're quite surprised by this game. Okay, so it's yet another platformer, but it's very playable with a refreshing musical theme.
I set out to discover more about this exclusive title that never reached our shores. To understand the game's reception, we need to journey back to the mid-90s, a time when Sega was pushing the boundaries of gaming technology. In 1994, Sega introduced the 32X, an add-on for the Mega Drive designed to provide an affordable entry into the next generation of gaming, while allowing developers time to familiarise themselves with the two Hitachi SH2 processors that would be used within the Sega Saturn. However, with the rise of cutting-edge consoles like the Sega Saturn and the impending launch of the Sony PlayStation, the 32X struggled to find its footing in an increasingly competitive market. Tempo stood out as the first platformer title and one of the few exclusive titles for the 32X. Originally developed by Red Company for the Mega Drive, Tempo was quickly transitioned to the 32X to bolster its library and showcase its capabilities, particularly its impressive palette of 32,768 colours and Q-Sound audio. Looking back, it's clear that Tempo fell victim to the commercial struggles of the 32X, as a quirky, experimental platformer on a system that was already being overshadowed by the industry. It's no wonder that Tempo didn't make waves at the time. However, this context makes revisiting the game all the more fascinating. Examining the different box art for Tempo, it's clear that Sega of America had a different vision for the game, and probably, in all honesty, wanted a different game. The Japanese cover, in contrast, captures the vibrant and eccentric experience that Tempo offers much more effectively. In the manual, remember those, we are introduced to the plot for the game.
Welcome to Rhythma, a place where all the world's a stage. Once a year, Major Minor, Dance Master of Rhythma, holds a huge music festival with weeks of concerts and events. The highlight of the festival is the Major Minor Show, a dance contest that anyone can join. First prize is the Major Minor Trophy, the most coveted award in Rhythma. The favourites of this contest are Tempo and his friend Katie. Surely they'll win first place this year, but the curtain rises on a new and dangerous opponent. The scheming King Dirge wants that trophy and will do anything to get it. He knows he doesn't stand a chance against this young couple's superb sense of rhythm and dazzling dance moves. So he has rounded up his performance company, Musi Productions, and placed them on every stage. The music members will stop at nothing to get Tempo and Katie out of the contest. Can Tempo dodge Musi Productions, thwart Dirge's dirty schemes, and take home the trophy? Maybe. With your help. Travel from stage to stage, dancing, dodging, and grabbing points and power-ups. Play extra games for bonuses and gather up all the strength you can. You'll need it.
This quirky premise perfectly suits the game's psychedelic tone, As you navigate Tempo's world, you will encounter 7 unique stages inspired by music, dance, and surreal art, creating a visual and auditory journey through an animated performance. What stands out most is the game's unapologetic eccentricity. In an era dominated by colourful mascot platformers, Tempo boldly leans into its musical themes, distinguishing itself from contemporaries. Yet, this very eccentricity might have made it challenging for the game to find its audience. But it's not just the visuals that shine. The Q-Sound audio and tempo is equally impressive. The soundtrack is a delightful blend of catchy tunes that enhance the gameplay. Each level features music that reflects the rhythmic gameplay mechanics, creating a harmonious interplay between action and audio as you bounce and dance through the stages. This combination of stunning visuals and memorable music elevates Tempo beyond the standard platformer, offering an engaging sensory experience that invites players to lose themselves in its world. Tempo offers a dynamic approach to navigating its vibrant universe. Equipped with an array of movement mechanics, the character can run, hover, dash, spring jump, wall jump, and perform a sliding kick, enabling precise navigation. As players navigate the stages, the primary goal is to collect as many points as possible while avoiding rhythmically moving enemies and obstacles. The timing of actions to the catchy soundtrack creates an engaging synergy between gameplay and music. Additionally, the bonus games echo the rhythm-based mechanics found in the Rhythm Heaven series, enhancing the overall enjoyment for fans of music-driven gameplay. Upon completing the game, the ending you see depends on the number of points you obtain, with the best ending requiring over 1 million points. Happy grinding. Initially, I found Tempo somewhat predictable. Once I began exploring hidden areas through wall jumps and utilising Katie for secret paths, the game transformed into an enjoyable challenge filled with discovery. Interestingly, a stripped-back version of Tempo was released for the Game Gear, aiming to make the gameplay more accessible for a younger audience. However, this adaptation could not fully capture the unique essence of the original. In contrast, the Sega Saturn saw the release of a more refined and approachable version in Japan, featuring improved mechanics and a focus on accessibility. While Tempo may not have achieved cult classic status, it stands as a fascinating relic of the mid-90s gaming, embodying the innovative spirit of the era. Its distinctive style and gameplay mechanics deserves a second look from modern players, who may find joy in its quirky charm and a unique approach to platforming.